Hello and welcome everybody to this TF versus Sylas matchup guide. I'm posting this due to the request that I have received on the TF mains subreddit. And yeah, basically we're just going to talk about how to play each level, what runes and masteries, or runes and summoner spells to go, and just how your mentality should be during this matchup. So starting off with the runes and summoner spells, right? So Ignite is fine, and Ghost is always fine. My preference is Ghost because I feel like when you play Ignite, you're extremely gankable. There's a lot of plays later on in the side lane that you can't make, and your team fighting is harder because with my playstyle, what I like to do is sometimes I go full AP and I ult on their backline and I just press Ghost and no one can catch me and I'm just like a menace, you know, constantly stun carding their carries. However, Ignite will net you, especially in lower elos where people don't know how to play this matchup from the Sylas side, a lot of solo kills early game. So it can work as well, and I'll show you guys a few examples. So moving on now to the runes, Electrocute is a must in this matchup, because this guy will get up into your face and Comet just isn't going to be enough. If you go Spellbook, you're destined to have zero pressure in lane in this matchup. I've tried all of the runes, unless you're going to go ADTF, but this video is about APTF, so Electrocute is a must. Bone Plating is also a must. Demolish can be changed, but I like Demolish because I like the split push. Ultimate Hunter is really good. And Taste of Blood can be swapped out for Cheap Shot if you want to, but I just like Taste of Blood because I like it when I auto attack someone and then I heal the damage that the minions deal to me, or if I W someone. So I'm going to show you guys now how to play the matchup level by level. So this is a pretty decent elo game. This enemy mid laner is actually Checolad, who is one of the best mid laners in Europe. Playing Sylas. I also messed up my runes, as you guys can see. I'm supposed to go Bone Plating in this matchup, and I accidentally went Sorcery because I wasn't paying attention in Champ Select. However, I'm going to show you guys this example here of how to play level 1 to level 2. Now, level 1, and I want to use this example specifically because I want to show you guys that TF, this matchup is extremely in favor for TF, level 1 to level 2. As long as you understand a few principles. Principle number 1 is you need to create a slow push. And to create a slow push, it's very simple. You have to just auto-tech the wave once or twice more than the enemy mid laner. So that means that you see here, right? I auto-tech this one minion here. This is considered one auto-tech, so that's +1. I now have one auto-tech over the enemy Sylas. If Sylas now walks up and auto-techs the wave and I do not, this number goes back to 0. Now it's even. Now he's altered the wave once, and I have auto-teched the wave once, right? Now, if I alter the wave twice, or let's say 3 times, and he alters the wave twice, this number is still +1. So this number needs to be between 1 to a maximum of 3, but preferably between 1 or 2, right? 1 is the perfect number, because that creates the slow push. Right, so that's what you want to do in terms of how you want to manipulate the wave. You want to do this on wave number 1 and wave number 2. And then wave number 3, you just want to crash it. So that means that you push it as fast as possible. Now, in regards to trading patterns, it's very simple. He walks up, you auto-W him, or you just throw out your W. You tap your W, or you look for an auto-W. Most Sylas players will try to auto-tech you, right? Now, I'm going to be honest, guys. The reason why I played this matchup so badly is because of the fact that I didn't know it was Checolad, right? Now, this is not a great excuse, I know. You should respect all of your opponents and always think about champion versus champion. However, I was used to playing versus mid laners that were a lot worse than this guy. And then this guy, you know, the better players you play against, the more aggressive they are going to be, and the bigger openings they will look for. So, for example, here, right? Here, what ends up happening is this minion is walking here. I got lulled into a false sense of security. In reality, I want to be standing more like behind here. I do not want to sit here because what's going to happen now is this minion is going to walk forwards and then there's going to be like an opening here and he can E here and land the, or E like more here and land the E. You want to avoid this trade at all cost. However, just for the sake of showing you guys, right? This trade wasn't even that bad. What happened was I auto W'd him, electrocute, and then I hit this guy with an extra auto tech, and the trade was very slightly in his favor. Now I'm going to show you guys a spacing trick. So you see here, right? Look at how I'm clicking. Pay very close attention to every click that I make. Did you guys catch that? So what I did here to land this blue card is I walked up, down, and what happens, the spacing trick, is when you walk up and down like this, you want to catch him as he walks up too far, right? So what's going to happen is you're both going to click up and down. You want to catch him whilst he's walking into you, right? You're going to click back and then you're going to click forwards just as he clicks forwards, and that's how you land the W. So that's basically the basics of spacing. Now I made a mistake here. The mistake was the fact that I just used my W on him. I should not go for the CS because I have no W now and he has his E. And also, you kind of want to play around your electrocute as well. Every time I have electrocute, the trade will be pretty good for me. And the wave is already pushing for me. So what I should do now is I should stand like closer towards my tower and just like kind of hit this CS and give this CS until my W and electrocute come back up. Checolad or the Sylas finds the engage here. I trade back, hit him with another W, an extra auto attack as well. So it wasn't horrible, but it wasn't perfect either. Now, the biggest advantage that I have right now, and this trick, I use it all the time to get level 2 solo kills in this matchup. Like, I so consistently kill the enemy Sylas level 2. It's legitimately insane. I think like 80% of my games versus a Sylas, I will get a level 2 solo kill no matter who I'm against, right? I've done this against pro players before. And it's the fact that once you're slow pushing this wave, level 2 TF is very, very strong. So what I do here, right, is I'm going to red card this. And here's how I did this, right? I red card this, and now this minion is low. He now sees that I have no E. No W, sorry. So he's going to try to engage. I was positioned here. All you have to do to dodge is go like this around this melee minion, or go like this around this caster, like back and forth. And then it becomes not impossible for him to land his E, but a lot more difficult. But here's the mistake that I made. You guys can't see the HP of this minion, but this minion is basically dead right now. It's like 5 HP. I should have auto-attacked this minion and hit level 2 and then immediately pop Ghost, like right now, like literally right now I should pop Ghost, walk here, hit this minion, get level 2, and then he will die. Instead what happens is, or sorry, not this minion, it was actually this minion right here. Instead, what ends up happening is I don't hit level 2. I expected the minion to die. It dies kind of late. I don't hit level 2. And because I hit level 2 really late, I walk back way too far here. And I end up not getting the solo kill. But look at how close it was. Right? Imagine if my stun card here goes off. So imagine if this was a stun card rather than an auto attack. He would die here. Because I'm going to hit him with my electrocute, stack deck. This would have been first blood. I would have then crashed this wave. And this would have been a pretty good example of how to get the solo kill. Right? So that's how you want to play level 1, level 2. I'm going to show you guys another example against just a normal master tier mid laner. So that with the correct runes as well. So that you guys can have a better understanding of how to play this. So let me show you guys. So here is another example. Now this is also a game in master tier. The enemy mid laner is, I think, from 200 to 300 LP. He plays a lot of Sylas, so this is a Sylas player. Again, I went wrong runes again. I don't even remember why I went sorcery here. However, bone plating will just make this matchup a lot more favorable for you, especially during the early game, and it allows you to be safer. Now again, just like before, I'm going to try to get the auto attacks. I got 2 auto attacks off. And now we've secured the slow push. Now look guys, you have to be able to track the enemy movements. When you CS, most of the time, especially in a matchup like this, you need to be staring at your opponent. have like a visual range of your spells, and be very wary of how the enemy is clicking. You want to be able to weave in and out of your wave, as you guys can see here, right? Like I've ulted twice. I see him walking towards me. What am I doing? Look at where I'm clicking, into my wave. So I'm gonna try to make it very hard for him here to land his E. He sees that it's become very hard, so he decides to walk back. Here's another important concept. You see how I auto-attacked him here? So if I just go back to 2:03 or 2 minutes, if you look at how I auto-attacked him here, right? I wanted to auto-W him. Now in this case, when the enemy is like almost at your max range, the only way your auto-W works is if you auto-attack, walk forwards, and then W. Now I can't do that because if I do that, he's just going to E me. So in this situation, you just want to tap your W. If I tap W here instead of auto W, this would have just been a W, right? And every tiny bit of damage counts. So it's very important that you're aware of this. Now, I W here, I'm not going to make the same mistake as last time. I click backwards after I W. He is pretty desperate here to stop me from slow pushing. So he's like auto-attacking. That's why I'm auto-attacking this minion even more now. I'm tracking his movements. I see he's clicking forwards here, so I'm clicking away, right? I see him walking up here. I auto W. Right, my W ends up hitting the entire wave, but it is what it is. It's not that big of a deal actually, because you know he's auto-attacking minions a lot. Now look at this, right? He is facing towards me here. There's no CS. That means one thing: he wants to trade. You have to be able to read people's movements. It's the most important thing. So look at where I click. I click here. I'm walking towards my wave. If this guy is able to E here, he's gonna land this E, right? But he's too far away. If he E's right now, it's going to be here. So you need to know Sylas's E distance. So I'm now going to walk. I know I have enough time. I walk into my wave. He tries to land the EE. It's very hard for him. It's possible for him, but it's very hard because I'm in my wave. And look at how favorable this trade is going to be for me now. Insanely good trade. I always like the blue card in these situations, by the way, because it does the most amount of damage. And you only want a stun card if you're able to interrupt them within their E. So now I have now secured the slow push. He is, you know, pretty low now. I'm not sure why he didn't use potions. I hit level 2, and now I'm just looking to trade. I know that I'm way stronger than this guy. I get this guy as he goes for this minion here. He wants to hit level 2. I hit him here, and I click backwards. He clicks, right, I click backwards. He clicks forwards. And look at what I do. I know I win this, right? When he is this low, you will always win this. In fact, when he is this low, even if he was like this much HP, I would still win this. Now, if he had like more HP, the appropriate way to play this, like let's say he's like, his HP bar is here. The appropriate way to play this is to pop Ghost, walk in between your minions, because once you pop Ghost, you can walk through minions. He will never be able to land his E whilst you have Ghost, and then you will run him down, right? Now, because I know that he's super low and he's trolling here, look at how I click. I'm clicking forwards. I don't care anymore about him landing his E, because I know I'm going to kill him here. So I'm clicking forwards, right? I'm just walking down with his auto attacks and auto W. Why is it very important? It doesn't matter what card you get, always auto W in this situation. Because this guy and most players will not track your WCD. So you want to use your auto to W, you know, just, you know, do as much damage as you possibly can. We get the first blood. And that's a pretty good example of how to play this. Here is another example of me getting a level 2 solo kill against a pretty good player. Now, this was actually on my TikTok clip. Right, and in this game I'm playing ADTF, but honestly it doesn't really matter that much whether it's AD or AP, right? He E's in, I'm able to do the trick, and I ignite him and get the pretty easy solo kill, right? With my ignite. Now in this situation, obviously I'm playing with ignite. The only way that you can like hardcore level 2 all in somebody like this, like look, I'm literally walking into his entire minion wave to get this first blood, right? The only reason I'm doing this is because I have Ignite. So this is a trick that you can do if you're playing with Ignite, right? I don't think it matters here that I have a Doran's Blade. Really doesn't matter that much. What matters, though, is the fact that I have extra attack speed in my runes. However, regardless of the fact, I still would have gotten this first blood anyway. So this is just for those players who want to play with Ignite, TF level 2 can easily run down Sylas if you're able to dodge their E level 2 and you're playing Ignite. Look, like legit guys, I ran into his wave and I got the level 2 solo kill, right? Like what more can I say to prove to you guys that this matchup is very favorable for TF level 2. Now, what do you do after, right? How do you play level 3 to level 6? Very simple. If you're able to play level 1 to level 2 successfully, then you, after you're able to burn his flash, right, you just want to call for help. Now look guys, from my experience, especially if you're able to get first blood early game, if you ask your teammates for help, they're usually pretty receptive, right? So in this situation, I ask for help, my Nunu ends up coming, my Janna also kind of moves as well. W, auto-attack Q, he didn't like that, he's going to now try to trade with me and we get the free kill. Now, we ended up re-ganking him after as well, and I was able to find this very funny kill where I pretended to go on the Talon, and then I landed my Q on the Sylas, which was kind of funny. But yeah, that's how you play it after. Now, what happens when your teammates do not gank your lane? So now I'm going to talk about that. So here is a really good example, because in this game, I didn't get first blood. And I didn't get his flash either. And my teammates didn't really help me much. Now, again, I wasn't playing the right runes. I'm not sure why I wasn't, to be honest, but I just wasn't. And I think it's because I wanted to go Protobell this game. I wanted to try Electric plus Protobell. Now look, it's very simple, guys. Like, same concept as before, right? Like, I'm in between my wave here. This is why it's so important to slow push in this matchup. He has, I think he got an early first blood somewhere, so that's why he has a double amplifying tome versus my ruby crystal. So he actually has an item advantage here, right? So not only did I not get any advantages early game, but he got an advantage early game. You know, sometimes that happens. Now look, I'm playing in between my wave. He still decides to go in, and look at this, right? I want to all in this guy, and he has the flash. Now I was confused because I don't think he really had the flash. He wouldn't have died, but I guess it would have been, he would have taken a lot of damage there. But as you guys can see, I'm just playing in between my wave, right? I crashed the wave and now I base, and now after level 5 it's going to become very simple. My goal is to push the wave, and it becomes kind of similar to the Mel matchup where you're going to focus on the wave, and if he tries to focus on hitting you, you're just going to base. So for example here, he actually roamed, but if he was here, I would have done the same thing. I would have pushed like this. Let's pretend that he goes on me here. I would have red carded this. If he engages on me here, that's fine. I'm going to Q the wave one more time, and then I'm going to base, and it doesn't really matter too much, right? Now, I think here I ended up ulting top, and then we got this kill. Moving forwards, we'll go, you know, even further. Always play safe during this timer, right? Like, he's pretty strong here. I'm kind of like hovering around, you know. He E's here. I dodge it. He also misses it, and that's why I walk up here to land my my spells. If he lands it, right, I also went Booster Swiftness here. If he lands his E and I'm hovering my W, then I'm just gonna, you know, stun card Q him and just walk away. I'm not that scared of him because I have Boots of Swiftness and he has no movement speed. So even if he lands it, if I stun him as he lands it, it's very easy for me to just Q auto attack him and walk away. This is why I always will rush Boots of Swiftness. There are some games where I go Ludens. If I feel like I'm going to snowball, I sometimes do go Ludens. But I think that Roa is pretty nice. Or Protobelt in this situation. I think this game I was actually building Protobelt. Now here's another example. Look, I'm just going to push, right, and roam. Again, I'm going to push and roam. Like, that's basically just how you play. Push and roam. Here I ended up dying, but it has nothing to do with the laning phase. But this is just how you guys want to play, right? Like, this is what I mean by after a certain point, this matchup becomes pretty simple to play. I kind of messed up here. This is my bad. But yeah, guys, like, look, it becomes very simple. Like, you get into the flow of the game and you just end up pushing and roaming after, like, level 5, level 6, level 7. That's why I said that the most important thing in this matchup is, like, level 1 to level 5. If you're able to get past that, you get to level 5. It becomes very easy to play this matchup, right? Freezing is dead, guys. Freezing is not good anymore. It's dead when it comes to mid lane. That's why a lot of TF's matchups are very free, because in the past, what used to happen is somebody would freeze a wave, and then you'd get screwed. Like, you basically can't play the game, right? Because every time you Q, you push, you get ganked. Nowadays, guys, if somebody freezes the wave against you, just roam. It really is that simple. So yeah, guys, I know that the examples that I showed you, in the most part, didn't go the correct runes, but bone plating is 100% the necessary rune if you go against Sylas. And yeah, I hope that this video was useful. I hope that you guys learned something, and I'll see you guys in the next video where we speak about the Yasuo matchup. Thank you guys for watching. Please comment below what I can improve in my future TF guides or whatever I'm going to do. And I also stream almost every day at twitch.tv. I'll put the link down below. See you guys. Peace. Have a nice day.